Yeah, the police, just before it moves into the hospital, there's two police shooting at a clown just on the standing on the steps. Again, I was thinking, what to use, and initially I was thinking about for this opening scene, these opening two scenes where the police are pulling the clown from the car, was manipulating police radio somehow, to just probably give them a voice more than anything, and then go with that. But it didn't seem to work. And then I was thinking, well, they're shooting. Can we use gunshots? But I didn't actually want something mimicking gunshots because it's not really required. But I thought I'd try and experiment with something. So in the end, it was two pieces of wood clapped together just to create almost like a gunshot sound, and then it was I think it was plied with a massive delay after it, and then it was reversed, and then more delay was added onto it. So you sort of got a delay that builds it up, and then the delay that sort of finishes it off, and then that was popped on there. Does it have any significance to the scene, or it just emphasises it? All the sounds really are emphasise something, or other than I think one major scene, everything just tries to emphasise and draw the viewer's attention to it. There's no, yeah, don't know how to finish that sentence. But yeah, then after that, there's these are poignant scenes where the clown's kicking the cop through the glass. It's again, how's that portrayed? And so I just sort of, I guess they're almost diegetic sounds where I've actually used keys individually, tying bits of string to keys. That was painful, and recording that. And there's not, I don't think they're actually affected, so that's just used just to add something into it. It doesn't really emphasise it that much, it's just a bit to go with it. I don't know, it's an interesting and odd one. I said about that, I used again, it was just a sound to emphasise what's happening when the policeman and the clown are falling from the balcony. I actually used a diddly bow that I made for a laugh. It's this here. Ding! It's got an awful rattle on it somewhere for some reason. Yeah, the diddly bow went through a Line 6 amp modeler. Went through the fuzz box of it, so it gave it a really gritty sort of. And again, it's just put there. It's also again the pan's automated, so as the sort of camera moves past it, the sound sort of drifts off behind. Hopefully, to the viewer's right and behind. So yeah, then we move on to the. Where did I put it? Oh, just here. So yeah, then we move on to the the close quarter scene with the cops and the clowns in like a ward just off the corridor. The initial thought was to play around with gunshots, maybe the close quarters they're shooting, and it's where I got the wood block idea for the scene at the beginning of the of the thing, of the video. But so I started playing around with them a bit, and they were just a bit rubbish. Just didn't really go, and it was just a bit. I mean, it sounded interesting, but it was all over the shop. And so I moved. Actually, I captured some. I got a police scanner up on the iPad and captured some of the things that were said on there. And I was going to use them at the beginning of the opening, but they didn't seem to fit. So I moved them in here, and then as soon as I moved them in, without really paying too much attention to the placing. It seemed to give a voice to the police's side of the confrontation. And so once I'd sort of panned it, so it sort of fit with, I started thinking about how could I voice the clowns. And initially, I've recorded me shouting sort of comebacks, you know, sort of kill them, and, you know, aggressively and that sort of thing. But it didn't really seem to. It doesn't fit with the clowns. The police have got that sort of radio that's associated with them, and it needed something that was sort of synonymous with the clowns. And so the thought popped into my head, which at first it was a bit of a joke, but then afterwards it sort of started fitting more, which was using that typical clown music, which is called entry. Well, it's either entry or entrance of the Gladiators by Julius Fuchsik. Yeah, I think that's how it's pronounced. And so, but it couldn't be directly taken and sampled. It needed sort of, it needed modifying and warping to fit with it more. And so I wanted to make it sound like it was almost going. It was speeding up and then slowing down and speeding up, and so flex time was sort of used with the speed algorithm just to create this warp. And then it's not really in your face. It's quite subtle in the back, so it's not massively loud. And then it does give them voice, and again that sort of pans off onto the left as the camera moves away, sort of thing. But I like that scene. There's something about it that seems fun and interesting, and it's sort of voiced, I think, without being too diegetic and all that sort of stuff. So yeah, that was that one. The guy on the floor in the in the ward just before the camera moves out the window is a sculpture, put in the underlying bed that's under the track, use that external into the second pickup type, you know, exciting object type thing, and then just played a minor chord. I think it was an A minor chord over it. So it's just subtle. So it's sort of dramatising that there's almost as if there's other victims of what's happening other than police and stuff. It doesn't seem like he's a policeman. It just seems like he's a patient or something. Trying to give that sort of impression. And then as we lead out, the final sound is the bowing of a stool, which was like this, just going like that. Brilliant. Again, that just captures amazing sounds, which I don't think are utilised enough. It's them sort of sounds I wanted to capture initially, and it's that sort of sound that's used in the Book of Eli. I don't think I focused on that enough, and using that, cause it's just brilliant. Yeah, let's end that one there. Let's stop that.